What up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grove. The topic of this episode of Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide is stupid fucking pop music that's hella stupid. Just fucking mindless, meaningless, nonsensical. Yo, thanks for tuning in, man. If you're a fan of this show, hey, 495, we appreciate you. So, I've been going back through previous podcasts, and I've been listening, man, as this show has evolved over time and whatnot. And I've realized, man, there have been hundreds of downloads and lots of fucking plays. And I have never even advertised for the show. Like, I've never asked anyone, like a lot of YouTubers and podcasters do, when they ask someone to like or subscribe. I've never done that. And I don't think I'm gonna do that, man. Because that's not my fucking style, and I've talked about it before. I want to get to the topic, which is stupid-ass motherfucking pop music. Now, I like pop music. Don't get me wrong. I like some good popular music. It's just not made the way that it used to be fucking made. So, real quick, man, in terms of the podcast, we're going to kind of jump around a little bit here. Again, thank you very much for tuning in, man. Like I said, if you're a fan of, therefore support 495 and our mission and what we're about, man, we most certainly fucking appreciate you. So yo, look. So this podcast, just from a technical standpoint, logistically speaking, from a logistic standpoint, marketing research standpoint, from a marketing approach, marketing standpoint, this show has done fucking well. Because without even asking, or like some people virtually begging motherfuckers, yeah, hey man, don't forget to like my show. It's like, what the fuck, man? We entered a universe. We entered a universe where people have to say, don't forget to like my show? What the fuck kind of shit is that? Don't forget. If people, like imagine if motherfuckers didn't ask people to like their show. Like, it's the norm now for niggas to be like, yo, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's like, why do you have to ask people? Like, what if they do forget? Because they probably didn't fucking want to anyway. But because some people, man, you have to tell them what to do. It's like, that's what these YouTubers are basically doing. They're using a psyop tactic, and they're telling fucking people what to do. Okay? Again, think about it. When somebody says, don't forget to like or subscribe to my show, right? It's like, that sounds so stupid to me. That sounds ultra fucking whack, yo. Like, really, don't forget to like. I'm not gonna, okay? And I forgot to, because I never wanted to. Fuck your show, dude. Like, seriously, if you gotta ask somebody to not forget to like your show, fuck you, I'm intentionally, deliberately not gonna. Okay? I mean, dude, who the fuck do you think we are? I am, man. That shit is just rejected, bro. So, we live in a fucking dumbass world now in some regard. Okay, the whole world, it's not that the whole world is dumb. It's just that a very large part of it is. In parts, in places. And one of them is fucking YouTube. In parts and places within YouTube. And other social media spheres. That's the same in terms of, and that's the same scenario in terms of pop music. Pop music used to be fucking rad. Obviously, I'm referring to the 1980s because there wasn't another time when pop music was rad. I mean, was pop music rad in the 1970s? I mean, was there even really such thing as pop music in the 1970s? Let's dissect it. Let's analyze it. Let's talk about it. By the way, this is a mobile podcast. Of course, dude. Pop music is contemporary music, right? It's modern music. It's what is popular. However, albeit in the 1980s, that's really when you started to increasingly hear the expression, phrase, terminology, phraseology, pop music, right? Because it was all fucking pop music back then. I mean, look at K-pop music now in its wave. How many waves has there been of the Korean pop music scene? Iterations, incarnations. Is it 4 going into 5? Are they in the 4th wave? Do you know what the 3rd, 2nd, and 1st were? Like, do you even know that there has been other iterations of K-pop before now? Well, you ought to know, okay? K-pop didn't just like materialize overnight and it was like a month ago or a year ago or like 5 or 10 years ago. No, man, come on. Like, get with the fucking program here. But yo, man, let's go a little bit off topic for a moment. I just want to bring something to the audience's attention that just came to me that I've wanted to talk about for a while. I should make it into an entire episode. So, speaking of which, you know how nowadays the world has been dumbed down, like to some dumbass fucking level of just like dumbed down reality? You know how everything's like, you know, you go into like a restaurant and shit, and you've got like these little screens where people press these like little like kind of Buck Rogers kind of like buttons that are like these glowing like dials and shit, right? Like some sci-fi shit, like, you know, what would you like to order, ma'am, sir? And it's like all these like glowing like monkey buttons, right? Like, you know, monkeys like behind the like scenes like pushing buttons, right? Dude, have you ever fucking noticed, and by the way, when I was in college, and at the university, I worked in a lot of motherfucking restaurants. A lot of restaurants, okay? I have been a host. I have waited on motherfucking tables. I have been the first dude that you see when you walk into a fucking restaurant as a host, greeting guests. I've done all that shit, man. I've prepped food. I've made motherfucking food. And, you know, I've worked in kitchens, man. I've washed dishes. I've delivered food. I've done all that shit, man. So yo, I know the restaurant business in and out. And I've also partnered with someone in the past, and we ran a business that the family owned, okay? So yo, yeah, I'm talking about we ran a restaurant that was family owned, and I had a 50-50 partnership with the buddy of mine, okay, in a major fucking city. So I know, and my people, my team, we know the restaurant industry inside out. I also know growing up in America, there used to be a tradition, at least a timeline that I'm recalling come from, where when you walked into a restaurant, in other words, man, I know customer motherfucking service like the back of my hand. Like, I know I'm a polite dude, and I have a track record of being a polite dude, dealing with the public. And so I know exactly how customer service operates. So, in the timeline that I'm referring to, that I recall, that I come from, I remember there was a rule, okay? There was basically a rule, an unspoken, yet sometimes spoken rule. In other words, a courtesy in America. When you walk into an establishment, when you walk into a place of business, namely a goddamn motherfucking restaurant, right? There ought to be somebody there at the front to greet you. Always and at all motherfucking times. Perpetually speaking. Am I incorrect? Am I fucking wrong? Well, I'll tell you this. Not only do I know that I am correct 100%, I know that it is increasingly the norm for, okay, like, so let's just take, for example, the average American diet. Hamburgers, hot dogs, burgers and fries, fast motherfucking goddamn food. How many thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of fucking fast food restaurants, over 1 million fucking fast food restaurants are there in the 50 states and overseas in other countries? I mean, you can go, man, you can go to countries around the world now and find McDonald's and Burger King and Kentucky Fried motherfucking Chicken and Taco Bell and Subway and Pizza Hut and you name it. Okay? So, for every fast food joint that has a fucking drive-through, right? It is increasingly in North America, at least on the East Coast, and I'm sure this is the case elsewhere, as dumbed down and as fucking stupid as society has been dumbed down. It is increasingly the case that when you walk into a fast food joint, you got niggas nowhere to be fucking found at the front. Nah, they just ain't there. They don't give a shit. They ain't seeing you. In their periphery, in their peripheral, of course they fucking see you. But you know what, man? Hey, you know what, man? It ain't about you anymore. It ain't about you as being a guest. And it ain't about their company representing itself, its image, their image as being this upstanding entity. Fuck no. Now it's all about automation, wherever automation can take place. And it's all about fuck you, because now it's normal for it to be the case that there's nobody there to greet you anymore. A lot of fucking times, you're just standing at the counter. Now, have you noticed that? And you're looking around and you see all these motherfuckers running around like a rat race, like rats in a maze, right? And you're just standing there, like thinking to yourself, I wonder how long it's going to be until somebody actually greets me and like says, hi, how are you? Welcome to this motherfucking place. How can I help you today, ma'am, sir? Sir, ma'am, right? Because you've been standing there for a grip of time, yo. And you're just like, really? Really? Where are they? Oh, yeah, that's right. They're on the drive-thru. Because if you have a car, oh, yeah, and you're on the drive-thru, you're at the drive-thru of a U.S. American corporation, the emphasis is on the people with the cars. Ah, you see? Even if you drove up there in a car, right? Their emphasis now is on the drive-thru to ensure that they're getting to the drivers before the people who walked into the restaurant. Isn't that fucking ironic? Isn't that amazing, man? I mean, I've just walked into restaurants to check them out, and I've sat there, and I've seen senior citizens, different, faith-based groups, like church groups and such, man. And I've seen seniors, people in their 80s and their 90s, man. And they're standing in, for example, motherfucking Donald's, dog. And they're standing there for a hell of long. And not only does the McDonald's look trashy as fuck, not only is shit all over the place, out of place, and it just looks fucking dirty and scummy. Is there anybody at the front? No. You know why? Because we've entered the Mandela effect. Yeah, that's right. Now you've got scummy ass motherfucking companies and they're mistreating people more than ever before. And you can see it for yourself. I'm not just saying this shit. Don't just take my word for it. Look around. See for yourselves. Man, these stupid motherfucking piece of trash ass companies, they don't give a fuck about you, man. You're not even a priority to them anymore. Now they feel like they can just treat you any kind of fucking way. Because that's the norm now. Because people conspired as humans to do the least amount of work, to be fucking lazy as possible, so that it was done so many times in a row that finally people just accepted it. And now it's accepted in places in America that has been that have been dumbed down. Now, if you know what I'm talking about, if you know what the fuck it is that I'm referring to, I mean, man, it's crystal clear. You know that I'm not going off on a tangent, and you know that I'm not expounding upon anything that is insignificant. What I'm saying to you is that in the dining experience of it all in America, in terms of restaurants and restaurant venues and companies that provide food and beverage, it's become increasingly normal to not have somebody up front to greet you because they don't give a shit about you anymore. Any company that will just let you stand there in line knowingly, willfully and knowingly, you're standing there and they know it and they're just gonna like do whatever they're doing and you're just like standing there like thinking to yourself, how long is it gonna be as the clock ticks, seconds on the clock, as it ticks, as the second hand of the clock ticks, how long is it going to be before these motherfuckers acknowledge my presence in what is supposed to be a public restaurant? In other words, a venue restaurant that is open to the goddamn fucking public. I'm standing here. I know they see me. There are cameras everywhere. Does this piece of trash corporation not have somebody who is responsible? Because you know that there are cameras everywhere. So who the fuck is looking through, peering through the lenses of those cameras? The corporation, right? There's obviously some fucking fat ass punk behind the boards at the company somewhere, watching the establishment somewhere at some data watch company, at some fucking data watch group, right? Yeah. Are they doing anything about those restaurants where their workers, their employees that are getting paychecks to do little to nothing? Are they not reaching out to those restaurants and saying, hey, we observed through the massive surveillance array of cameras that we have that customers have been standing in the restaurant for extraordinarily long lengths of time, and there have not been any persons working in the restaurant to meet and greet those customers. And we can also see from the cameras that there are and were employees working at the time who clearly saw someone standing there or a group of people standing there and just totally fucking ignored them. We will not accept an excuse that y'all niggas did not fucking see the people who were standing there for 5 minutes or more on the clock. I mean, shit, dude, god damn it. Seriously? I mean, how about this? Is 3 minutes on the clock acceptable? Is 2 minutes on the clock acceptable? I mean, man, really? 4 seconds on the clock? I mean, dude, why isn't there somebody during the normal course of business, normal business, open, operational hours? Why isn't there someone who is paid to be at the front for 8 hours of fucking time? That's how business used to float. Okay? That is the business workflow cycle as it had been in American U.S. history. Well, I guess that's not, I mean, even if someone's working part-time, 4 hours, someone is supposed to be posted, i.e. stationed at the front during business hours. During the time that the motherfucking restaurant is open, there is always and forever someone who is supposed to be at the front to meet and greet goddamn patrons. If I walk into an establishment and that person is not there for any considerable length of time, I'm like, fuck this restaurant. This is a piece of shit company. I'm out of here. Fuck this place. Okay? That's my measuring stick. Hey, but for real, y'all probably thought that I got sidetracked or something. Nah, man, because like I said, I could make an entire episode about piece of shit fucking stupid ass restaurants and venues that'll just have you standing in line. I'm tying this in to pop music and how the world's been dumbed down. Pop music, man, used to be fucking ultra rad. Just go back and type 1980s music into YouTube and what comes up? Some of the raddest music ever fucking made on planet Earth. And you know this to be true. So why is it that now nothing sounds like that anymore? Nothing sounds ultra rad anymore. Okay? First, and I've talked about this before, one of my favorite albums of all time, The Immaculate Collection by Madonna. Who's That Girl? La Isla Bonita. Let's see, what other tracks? Who's That Girl? Okay, so I don't know the lyrics, but what else is on there, man? Oh yeah. God damn it, man. I know this shit like the back of my hand. Let me continue forward and it'll come to mind. I don't want to Google it, man. I just want to go from memory. Borderline. That's what I'm looking for. Borderline, man. Borderline. Who's that girl? Those fucking songs, man. La Isla Bonita. That shit is the fucking raddest shit, and other songs that she made, man. The raddest shit ever. I've talked about, man, Hank Shockley and the Bomb Squad, the Public Enemy albums. It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Fear of a Black Planet. Hank Shockley, the Bomb Squad. The type of production mindset back then doesn't exist now. Okay? When niggas go to make fucking albums now, they don't make music like that anymore. They make bullshit. Nowadays, when you listen to pop music, man, there's some fucking, like, crazy, fucked up theory of music now, and I say theory in quotes, theory of music now that involves a voice being, a human voice being sampled or synthesized, okay? So it's either an actual human voice being sampled and played, like, right? And you hear that in EDM, you hear that in pop music. It's like you have people who are so stupid now on this planet. When they make music, i.e. pop music, e.g., for example, pop music, right? I'm saying that supposedly pop music. I mean, it is. It's the popular music of the time of today. By the way, this is a mobile podcast. Thanks for tuning in, man. We appreciate your support. But yo, check it, man. Now, the theory in making music now is that producers don't think, that is, believe that the music mix is completed. They're in their studio and they're like, what am I lacking in terms of my musical composition? Oh, that's right. I gotta throw in the synthetic human voice that's been sampled, or the little baby voice. It's like, voice, thunder, 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 thunder. That shit is stupid. It is fucking the dumbest shit in the... It just shows you how stupid fucking people are, man. How clone-ish people are. How copycat-ish people are. How emulator-ish people are. It's like emulative, okay? Whatever the proper English is on that shit. I taught English, math, and science as a Korean private school instructor for 10 fucking years. Something like that. So the point is, while I simultaneously worked in government. So check this out. These niggas that emulate shit, they mimic shit, right? They're so fucking dumb now. When they go to make music, they gotta throw in some little whiny digital voice. And it's some infantile, fucking ludicrous, like, toddler shit. Dun 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 dun. It's like, that is fucking maddening. Why would you do that? It sounds like those commercials that motherfuckers think is like funny, where it's like grown ass adults and they have baby voices. It's like, why do you think it is cute and it is funny to have a commercial with baby voices, adults speaking baby voices, baby voices, baby voices, baby voices, baby, 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 synth sounds, synth voices, voices synthesized. The voice being sampled has no fucking place in modern pop music. Notwithstanding, unfortunately, it absolutely is in modern fucking pop, so-called pop music. We've reached a level of ultra dumbed downness, whereby now a musical composition in the Mandela effect, just like jet engines are now in the front and instead of the back, you know, because it's been shifted in the Matrix reality. Now a musical composition is not replete without consisting of a sampled voice of some kind that is modulated many different ways. Wow, 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 EDM, wow, 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 pop music, wow, 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 wow. It's some wacky world shit. It's some Looney Tunes shit. By the way, the Mandela effect even changed the spelling of Looney Tunes. That's how Looney Tunes shit has gotten to fucking be. Okay? The real world matrix. So, why? How did humans get to be so fucking stupid that they now believe that a music mix, that is pop music, has to have a sampled fucking voice in the mix, in the background, in the composition, overall? Because people kept doing it over and over again. Unoriginal motherfuckers. Absolutely. This must be emphasized. Unoriginal. Okay? When people use from other artists stupid ass elements, such as I have characterized, that is described. When motherfuckers is doing this shit over and over again, unimpeded, because who's gonna stop them from doing it, right? So then you get to a point where people are so fucking reject. They're just so fucking reject, right? They think it's normal. Kids coming into this world now, post-millennials, they listen to music, they study it like I did when I was a kid. And I listen, oh, how did he make that? The hi-hat sounded like this in the one song, but now in this rap song, the hi-hats sound a little bit like this. Okay, so they're using different types of hi-hats, different types of tom-toms, different types of bongo drums, whatever instrument. I'm familiar with every fucking instrument in existence. I studied music composition in college and in fucking high school. And I've studied music for decades. So, that said, as a producer, executive producer, who's been behind fucking close to 10 different albums, if not more, okay? Different projects, singles, EPs, maxi singles, you name it, full-length CDs, full-length albums, LPs, EPs, LPs, singles, you fucking name it. I've done it all. As the executive fucking producer, I know how this shit is supposed to sound. And one of the things that is not supposed to be in the mix is a sampled baby voice, or a voice of any fucking kind, in the way that motherfuckers is doing it nowadays. Now, it used to be cool the way people did it, when they would sample a voice and they would modulate it. There was a song by Ron C. I bet you don't know who the fuck Ron C is. I bet you R-O-N, Romeo, Oscar, November, and then the letter C is in Charlie. Ron C. I bet you ain't never heard of the rapper Ron C. You know why? Because you ain't from my era and my generation, and you probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about if you're a post-millennial. Now, knowing what I know, 99% of post-millennials, 99, you can take 99 motherfuckers. I bet you could pull 100, and 100 out of 100 would be like, I know who Post Malone is, and I know who J. Cole is, and I know who Kodak Black is, and I know who Future is, and I know who Lil Wayne is, and I know who Drake is. Ron C? Did you say Ronnie? Or Ron C? Ron C, like the letter C? Who the fuck is Ron C? Yeah, because y'all niggas don't fucking know what I know. In terms of, Ron C was an artist that emerged in the 1990s-ish, who had a sound kinda sorta similar to the rap artist Too Short. That is Todd Shaw from Oakland, California. Who, by the way, Todd Shaw, i.e., the rapper known as Too Short from Oakland Bay, right? East Oakland. Yeah. Huh. Found out, man, the other day in an interview, Too Short ain't even originally from Oakland. I love Too Short's music, man, and his persona and everything that he's done in the rap game. I always thought he was from Oakland. Huh. For 30 fucking years, I thought he was from Oakland because he reps it so hard. He's from Los Angeles. A lot of niggas didn't know that, including myself, until just recently. Well, check game. Like I said, Ron C is a rapper who emerged. And if you are from my era, you might be thinking, damn, nigga, Grove, did you just say Ron C? Holy fucking shit, nigga. I totally forgot Ron C existed. Had you not brought that up, I would have never even fucking remembered that dude ever again for the rest of my life. I totally fucking forgot about Ron C. Ron C was dope. Like, he had this one track, and he was like, and I don't remember exactly, but it was like his DJ, I'm pretty sure his DJ was a DJ named DJ Snake. And he said something at the beginning like, DJ Snake, why don't you go ahead and lay down that beat now? Or something like that. Something to that effect, right? And it was like, DJ Snake, DJ Snake, or some shit like that. I can't do it justice the way that the DJ did it originally, but man, it was so, I don't even remember if his name was DJ Snake, but man, it was something like that, and that shit sounded so fucking tight. Motherfuckers would roll around the streets, they would put that tape in the tape deck, because CDs didn't exist then. And, man, you would just hear that. It was like, run, C, DJ Snake, lay down that beat. And it was like, DJ Snake. Dude, that bass would come in fucking baracking. That shit was tight. Niggas nowadays, man, they don't know how to fucking replicate that shit. They don't know how to make music like that fucking anymore. Whatever happened to Ron C, I have no fucking idea. I just Google this shit. I forgot Ron C existed too. Until I started to do this podcast and I was going through my memory and I was like, oh, here's an example. Because Ron C's DJ used to sample human voices and he used to modulate them, but he did it properly. On this timeline currently, presently, no one does it properly that I've fucking heard. Fuck no. There's not one motherfucking producer who has done it the way that it was done in the late 1980s, early fucking 1990s. The 1990s were fucking stupid, man. That's when pop music disappeared, man. I mean, look, I like Christina Aguilera. I liked her Genie in the Bottle. When she started to do all that weird music where she had like smeared mascara and like pantyhose rips and shit, pantyhose, like, ripped and like the battered women, like woman thing for her video. I get it. That's a serious subject not to be taken lightly. Battered women, it's fucked up, man, that men abuse women like that, and motherfuckers that beat and abuse women like that. The U.S. government should just fucking give them an option. You want to go to prison or you want to be vaporized? Like, just make it quick, man. Just vaporize niggas like that. They don't need to be on this planet, man. If they batter and hurt and harm women like that, and they batter and they hurt and they harm women, they should just be fucking vaporized, in my opinion. Just vape them. Just fucking gone from existence, man. And I get it. I understand what she was portraying, but the music at that point started to sound whack, man. I mean, dude, I was like, yo, Christina Aguilera, she's doing this. This is fucked up. I don't like it. I like her as an artist. She's very fucking talented, but this is dumb. Like, no disrespect to her. I'm sure she had an audience for it, but I wasn't that audience. Let me tell you when Christina Aguilera was shining. Give me a second. I'm about to hit this whiskey. When fucking Christina Aguilera, I'm sorry, psych, not whiskey, bourbon. Had y'all thinking I was about to hit the whiskey real quick, and then I switched it up and I was like, psych, nigga, it's bourbon. But anyway, man, Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle. I don't know, Mandela effect, maybe false memory. No, it's not fucking false memory, okay? Mandela effect is a real phenomenon that's taking place. I'm going to Google this one. I'm Googling this one. We're going to look up Christina. Bear with me, folks. I'm looking this up. Driving and looking this up. Christina, give me one moment here. Christina A. Genie. Boom, 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 boom. American singer-songwriter. Genie in a bottle. Okay, so it appears that it says, Genie in a bottle. Genie in a bottle, dude. That fucking track, yo. When that shit debuted, yo, that shit was popping. Like, man, that shit would come on in the club. You'd walk in and shit. You'd just be fucking cooling, you know, with your folks and shit, man. You know, from your neighborhood. And y'all just be cooling and shit. And fucking, oh my God. That song would come in over the overhead speaker system. Dude. Man, I'd be with my Bloods gang. Man, I'd just be chilling with my homies and shit. We'd just be fucking bicking back, being bull and whatnot. You know, just steady fucking cooling. And man, that Genie with the bottle song, you just hear it come in. And they just be like, Christina Aguilera, Genie in a bottle. And you're just like, oh, what? That shit sounded so fucking nice. And it was in the summertime when that shit came out. That shit was popping. And then I don't know what happened, man. Her music just got different. And it just wasn't popping the way. I mean, look, dude, I'm sure she's got tracks. I'm sure there's some like hidden gems and shit. I ain't heard them. Don't get me wrong, dude. I like Christina Aguilera's original image. Like, when she came out slamming with the Genie in a Bottle track, I was like, this is the tightest shit. And I could be wrong. Oh, by the way, I want to say this as I'm reading these updates, as I multitask. And I'm talking about pop music. And I previously, in this particular episode, earlier on in the episode, I was talking about piece of shit restaurants that don't have someone up front to meet, greet, in any kind of manner that would be acceptable, as it were, in times past. Yo, I'm reading this shit about the Brexit, the Brexit situation in England, in the United Kingdom. And I wanna take, by the way, man, I don't know what the fuck the Knicks are doing, man. Every time I look at I mean, you know, I root for New York teams, but man, the Knicks gotta get their shit together too, man. Because this is appalling. Like, and it's embarrassing. It's like every motherfucking game I've seen the score for, like in the past, like months. It's like, who the fuck is managing the Knicks right now? Like how, and look, man, this is fourth quarter, live score, Knicks 91-99 Pacers. It's some close shit all the time too. It's like, come on, man, come on, Knicks, let's get that shit together though. So anyway, the Brexit shit, dude, I'm disappointed in the current leadership of the United Kingdom that is behind there being a pull out of and away from in other words, to use the correct proper English grammar, pun intended, English grammar, the European Union. The European Union. How fucking dumb can you fucking possibly be to leave the European Union? I mean, dude, that's fucking stupid. Like, why would you? How could you? How fucking dare you? Man, I mean, seriously, and then as much respect that I have for the UK, for England, for the United Kingdom, and the European Union as a whole, I mean, man, we're just now getting to some Star Trek level shit on planet Earth. I mean, you could call it like the Earth Federation, more or less, basically, might as fucking well. And it's like, holy moly, wow. Like, really fucking seriously? It's like, you niggas in the UK are gonna fucking debate over and over ad nauseum as to whether you want to continue to participate, thus be a member of, in the United Kingdom, in the European Union, the EU. Like, how fucking stupid are you now? Like, what kind of Mandela effect universe is this really? You've dumbed your stupid arses down this fucking far to this level? To this level of absolute stupidity? I mean, the English Parliament, it's in fucking goddamn shambles if it is what it is now, which is what it is. It's a bunch of whimpering, pussyfooting around fucking wimps, some lousy ass managers of government. Wait, hold on. I gotta look up the word wimp, because we used to say wimp, and there was a character, his name was Wimpy, but I could have sworn I read, Diary of Wimpy. I read not too long ago in some socialist doctrine of a book that was like, this is how you write properly. And I believe they said, avoid using the word wimp, because according to these socialists and according to these fucking fascist wannabes, these people that want to live in a hive mind, Borg-like reality, you can't say anything. You just can't. You just can't say anything, because if you do, then you're offensive. I'm offensive. You're politically incorrect. I'm politically incorrect. And I'm pretty sure I saw something about don't use the word wimp. Avoid it, because it has negative connotations. Okay, fuck off is my point. Okay, wimp, right here, comes right up when you Google it. It says, a weak and cowardly or unadventurous person. The European Union detractors, i.e. England and its parliament, dude, the crown should be embarrassed at this point. God save the Queen. Seriously, the royal family I hold in high regard. I absolutely fucking do. I'm a rap artist, and my rap artist name that I have coined myself is One Sir Grove of EVT and England, because I come from English heritage. My white, biologically Caucasian grandfather was an Englishman, and he fought in Germany and France against Nazis. Okay? So I come from English heritage. Heraldry tells you that. It says that as a matter of fact. Right now, dude, the United Kingdom, England, Great Britain as we used to refer to such, can't say that anymore because that's politically incorrect. Okay? England nonetheless. The Brits, the British, our counterparts, are involved in some fuckery right now by leaving, dodging, absconding, or trying to leave the European Union. How fucking dumbed down can you be? Being part of the EU, the European Union, is the right path. That is what we are supposed to do. You are not supposed to leave, and you are not supposed to talk about leaving or not leaving over and over again for fucking the length of time that you have. It shows how discombobulated you are, how fucking dumb you have become. You politicians, ye politicians. You know who the fuck you are. We can Google you. We can see you. We can read about you. We can examine the facts. We can explore the truths and the deeper truths. Why would there be a move within the British English government, the English government, England, to leave the European Union? Who is behind this divisiveness? It is fucking rejected. Seriously, dude, it is some shit where you have people with fucked up agendas who are fucking stupid, who want to destroy some shit. They just want to be destroyers in a bad way, not a good way. And they know that the European Union is a great and good thing for humanity and for the world. So, because they know that, they have to try to destroy that relationship. Starting by leaving and basically giving the EU a middle finger and saying, fuck off, we're going back to our old primitive, medieval kingdom. We're going back to the medieval kingdom system. Yeah. And that's exactly what it looks like to me, and that's exactly what the fuck I know it is. I know that's what it is. I observe it as such, and it is such. And the fact that it's gone on, dragged on, as long as it has, is fucking sick. It is just downright fucking sick. So, I hope that England makes the right decision and decides to stay in the EU as a member of the EU indefinitely and stops playing games with the world and itself. England, stop playing games with your country, with your nation, with your livelihood, with your future, with your existence. Stop the babbling. It's just this babble that goes on like Babylon, okay? And it is ignorant. It is inane. It is silly and fucking ultra dangerous, ultra reckless. There shouldn't even be a discussion at this point. There should be no conjecture in terms of whether or not to leave the European Union. Like, fuck off already. Like, stop it already. Like, prevent it from happening. Dial back on it. Like, you are making a foolish decision to even continue to bicker back and forth as to whether or not you should leave or stay within the European Union. It's foolish. It is absolutely, certainly foolish. 100% foolish. So, in that, you have the EU with England contemplating whether or not it should continue to be a member in a dumbed down, wacky verse, multiverse. You have pop music that's being made by rejected motherfuckers who don't know how to make anything comparable to the 1980s when pop music was rad as fuck. I mean, even Korean pop music, if you go back and you listen to a group called Uptown, go back and look up Uptown on YouTube, Korean pop music. Look up Uptown, K-pop, Korean pop music. Uptown was hip-hop. It was a hip-hop group in South Korea, in Korea. And the music back then, when Uptown debuted, came to be, materialized, came to exist, when Uptown came about, Uptown, dude, was at the tail end of that era of that 1980s going into the 1990s sound where albums were still made a certain way and had a certain sound and sounded right, sounded proper, sounded full, sounded thick, had that warmth, had that almost analog sound, because though it was synthetic music in terms of synthesizers, it was still analog. It was still on vinyl. And even if it wasn't, it had the sound of the 1980s going into the 1990s. Pop music nowadays is fucking dumb. A lot of it is dumb. 99% of what I hear on the radio is dumb, and that's why I don't listen to the fucking radio 99% of the time, most of the time. I listen to streams on different services like YouTube and other, Spotify, you name it, man. And yeah, I tune out of modern pop music because most of it is bullshit. Most of it is fucking stupid. It's fucking dumb. So at any rate, that's my presentation for this particular podcast. I told you we were going to bounce around, jump around, talk about a range of topics, mostly about pop music now versus pop music then. And But I also talked about some other topics and tied them all together. And I am your boy, One Sir Grove. Thanks for listening.